Okay, hey, what's up, YouTube? So, first of all, I just wanted to kind of just let you know that due to my writing on ugrgaming.com, I'm not going to be doing that many gaming videos on this channel. A few people have asked me to continue the Twilight Princess walkthrough. I'm not saying I'm not going to, but that takes a lot more time than, making videos like this. So, I figured that I would just do an update. Just going to be doing videos like this for now on, for the most part. But mainly this account is going to be me talking about other things than gaming. Because if I have something to say about gaming, I'm probably going to say it on UGR Gaming's official YouTube channel. So check that out. UGR Gaming 1. A lot of cool stuff we have planned. But on to what I wanted to talk about was, this is a wrestling topic. Fan involvement has kind of been going on the past week. Two things I wanted to talk about. You probably know CM Punk knocked out a fan, or at least hit a fan. Now, if you've seen the video, basically at the end of Raw this past Monday, CM Punk ran out into the crowd and had an altercation with a fan. Now, if you watch this video, which if I remember to, I'll link it in the description, CM Punk was getting pushed and harassed. Firstly, I don't understand why CM Punk went into the crowd by himself without security. He's a heel right now. For people who don't know what that means, he's a bad guy. So, I mean, like wrestling fans who understand how wrestling works, they're still cheering for him, but about 80% of this PG audience doesn't understand that. So they're booing him for disrespecting JR and just other things. So why he went out there as by himself to begin with no security? I mean, if he were like John Cena, well, maybe not John Cena because not a lot of people like him either, but you know what I mean, like a face like Randy Orton or even Ryback, if they were in the arena, in the crowd, it wouldn't matter so much. But because Punk's a bad guy, people are going to be shoving him and pushing him. So he was getting shoved, pushed a lot. Now there was a person standing behind him who wasn't doing anything. And if you watch in the video, at first I thought it was this person, the person who got hit, had hit Punk, but somebody hits Punk in the back of the head, and that person was the guy behind the person that Punk hit. He literally went under his arm and slapped him in the back of the head. It was kind of funny. And the fan filed a police report. A lot of people are really giving Punk a lot of flack for this. I don't see what the problem is. I mean, I understand it's not okay to hit a fan. I'm not saying that they should start, this is acceptable. But a lot of people are I've heard people say they've lost respect for Punk and stuff, and that's ridiculous. It's like, if he's, it's human nature. If you get hit in the back of the head, odds are you're going to turn around and hit the guy who just hit you in the back of the head. So I think Punk should probably try to be a bit more careful, because he's the top guy, and he's got to be more careful, especially when you're the top guy. If he wasn't the WWE champion, I have a feeling he probably would have gotten in trouble for that. That's not to say that he isn't going to get in trouble for it. For all we know, he might somehow magically lose the belt, at Hell in a Cell, because I think he's probably going to go to Survivor Series before he loses the belt. But so there's that, and I think that's kind of ridiculous. The other thing, and this one's totally outrageous, and I even had to go on Twitter and say something to this person. There was a live house show, which was non-televised, and it was Sheamus and Alberto Del Rio. Now, I'm really glad that they're not on TV anymore, but at house shows they tend to do that. House shows tend to kind of, do repeat matches and stuff like that. So, but anyway, so Sheamus was in the ring, and Alberto Del Rio, he's walking around the ring, and this 8-year-old boy and his mom are at ringside. And the 8-year-old boy has a Sheamus sign. Now, Alberto Del Rio is also a heel, a bad guy. So, he sees the Sheamus sign in very easy to reach. It's not like he has to go out of his way. He's walking by and the sign is right there. He takes a sign and he and his manager, Ricardo Rodriguez, rip it up. And this mother is on a crusade. She's making a complaint that her child cried all the way home and stuff. And honestly, are you serious? It's like wrestlers, specifically heels, have been ripping signs since the 80s. I mean, hell, I was just watching the Hulk Hogan DVD on Netflix yesterday, and in his WrestleMania match with Mr. McMahon, Hulk Hogan, who's a good guy, took a Hulk Hogan sign, a sign that said Vince sucks, and ripped it up for no reason. And it's like wrestlers do that. That's one of their ways of interacting with the fans, because wrestling is a lot more entertaining when the fans can connect to it. You go back and, even, from ripping signs to catchphrases. Like what from Austin, and, even more recently, yes, and no chance from Daniel Bryan. That's how wrestling becomes really entertaining, is when you get that audience to really want to, participate. And it's a natural thing for a bad guy to do, to take the sign. And apparently the little boy cried all the way home, and now she's claiming that Alberto Del Rio was bullying him. And it's like, what? I mean, like, first of all, okay, like, it sucks that it happened. Okay, like, they're like, but it's a show, and it's in his character to do that. It's not like he went out of his way to pick on this kid, and he had a Sheamus sign. I mean, like, he's a bad guy, and this kid is holding up the sign of the opponent that he's going against. Not to mention that on TV, these guys have been feuding for, God, what seems like forever, and Alberto Del Rio keeps losing to him. So, like, if I were, a bad guy and, a wrestler, and I was out at ringside and I saw a sign of my rival, you're damn right I would tear it up, because that's his character. That's what the bad guys do in wrestling. So I don't understand exactly what's, you gotta sit down with this kid and, or something, because I understand that now WWE's trying to be really family friendly. I understand that. That's stupid to begin with. And now I don't know. I know she made a formal complaint to WWE. I don't know if Del Rio's in trouble. I've heard that he is, and if he is, then, and I'm not even saying I like Del Rio. I think Del Rio is a horrible wrestler. I don't like him in general. I think even as a heel, I don't like him. I don't think that they have anything to do with him that's decent. So this has nothing to do with me liking Del Rio, but, like, why is this guy in trouble? This guy is not done anything wrong. Honestly, if anything, I would be thrilled that the heel grabbed my sign and ripped it up, as sad as that sounds, because that'd be pretty cool. That you contributed to the show. Like, that's pretty cool. I understand that he's 8 years old, so he doesn't, like, grasp that. But this mother, she went to Twitter and she tried to contact Alberto Del Rio on Twitter. And, her Alberto Del Rio's manager, Ricardo Rodriguez, and I instantly followed him for this. He literally responded, blah, 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 LOL. And I just thought that was so cool. Like, this guy is, like, he understands. Because, like, any wrestler will tell you that, any real wrestling fan will tell you that there was nothing wrong with what Del Rio did. So, overall, I think that this kind of can span, go off into another argument that the PG era of WWE is really killing wrestling, and one of the ways is that it's really bringing up wrestling fans the wrong way. It's like the fact that we have to deal with a complaint like this. It's the whole reason why wrestling is becoming as bland as it is. I mean, it's just not as entertaining as it used to be, and it's kind of a shame. It's a shame. It's a real shame. So, just wanted to give my thoughts on, all this fan involvement. Let me know what you think in the comments, and you can follow me on Twitter, and I'll leave my Twitter in the description below. And subscribe for more wrestling videos, and maybe other things I feel like talking about. And you can check out UGR Gaming 1 on the UGR Gaming channel. I'll link to that in the description as well for gaming. And be sure to check out UGRgaming.com for gaming news. So, thanks for watching, Hope you agree with what I had to say.